And welcome back. Or not. I mean, God, it feels like I haven't done this in a while. I don't remember all my settings. Things have changed. Damn it. Still go back on Twitter. Gotta pick up the missus from work. Uh-oh. Welsh. Do what you gotta do, brother. I'll still be here. I see people in. As per always, we cancel the music as soon as people start chatting. That's fine. If you haven't been reading the blog, the blob, you know, the Briar Report blog, then maybe y'all don't know. So now it's my mission for this 31 days, excuse me. Howdy, Patrick. Great to see you, sir. I am attempting... Howdy, Ron Hardcrackers. Great to see you, sir. All right. So I am attempting to make some sort of splash big enough that Phil has to go back on Twitter just to say something about it. Any of y'all can do the same. Phil says he's taken a month-long vacation from the Twitter. And, well, someone who's mean enough to send me death nuts, and then the next year send me the world's hottest chocolate bar and the toe of Satan. Every time I look at the toe of Satan, I keep going, nah. It looks pretty gross. And I know it's just going to be spicy. It's 9 million scones. No big deal. But yes, my goal now is to try and get Mr. Phil at the Briar Report to break his goal of 31 days Twitter free. I'm not James Bond. I'm not Goldfinger either. It's a pretty knife though, huh? See the word there? It says shade. Just in case you gotta cast some shade on somebody. The other side looks like a certain chess piece from an undercrown. And in fact, look at the handle, it says undercrown. And when I got it, it was dull. It took me an hour and a half to sharpen this thing. Yes, I got it sharp. No, I'm not bragging. So today, in case anybody's interested, I'm going to be having an H. Upman 1844 Nicaragua, and it was made by A.J. Fernandez of the Heritage. There's a long story I'm not going to get into about the Heritage. Besides, I don't think I do that story justice by just quickly saying what I know about it. Whereas, if you felt the urge to read about it yourself, I would say look it up. It's a good read. I read it. I was torn between this particular cigar and a Monte Cristo signature for today. And then I realized that on Monday, 4th of July, I'm supposed to have off. I worked Memorial Day. Which was the day after a Sunday, and it was the same for me as a Sunday. Open to close, all by myself, nobody there but me. Just hanging out, smoke some cigars. And, oh, God. The pain of working at a cigar lounge. I mean, goodness gracious, getting paid to go to work and sell cigars, and oh yeah, while you're there, smoke some cigars. Huh. I don't know how I'll make it. It's absolutely horrible. It's so horrible that even YouTube would start jacking with channels that would dare to show or display any of that. Including, oh my God, there's a couple of channels I used to follow religiously. Till I came to the conclusion that their opinion and mine on certain firearms didn't exactly match. And it also came down to be a realization that that the firearms in question, it was really all about a hand size. That was it. They graded some that I really like as horrible, and I'm like, what's horrible about it? It fits my hand. And then I started realizing, oh yeah, that's right. I got big, gigantic hands. people have regular sized hands, I can understand where my choice of a firearm compared to their choice of a firearm might be completely different. And then I ran their opinion back through the same thing that I've been telling people about cigars and pipe tobacco for a while. As long as you like it, that's all that counts. Patrick, a lot of people say that same exact thing, that they'd be in heaven doing that job. And Jose Golf Piper, howdy sir, great to see you. Yeah, there's a lot of people that think that my job is all super, just all the time, fun and games, absolutely enjoyable at every moment. For the most part. And now I'm going to give you the one downside that you're going to run across if you ever work in a cigar shop. You got to know a little bit about every stick in there, every one of them. So you're going to smoke some stuff that you don't like. It's not going to be one of those really optional things. Not if you want to do this job well. You kind of have to just stick it to the back side of your head that I know I'm not going to enjoy this, but I know I need to so that I can improve my game. Let's be honest, selling cigars is a game. Even if I hate a cigar, I will come out and tell them, look, here's what I do like about the cigar. I can run through 5-6 things, even on stuff that I hate. I'll even sell groovy blues. Alright, I'm not smoking one. Zippo 765. Howdy, sir. Great to see you. By the way, I'm going to get this thing lit up. See if I can't get it smoked before Robert shows up. I'm just having a hard time with names right now. Got a little bit of a headache going. Been raining. Weather's funky. It's not COVID. Actually, no, it's not COVID. I'm just screw it. Why not? First and only cigar of the day. Being honest, came out earlier and lit a pipe, smoked through a bowl, went back inside, came back out a little while later, lit it up again. Shortly after I finish this, I will probably light it again. Jose, I am smoking the H. Upman 1844 Nicaragua, made by A.J. Fernandez. Pepper, Pepper, you're going to notice pepper. Of course, AJ Fernandez, everything except for the blue box of San Latanos, which are Dominican, and you would expect pepper out of it, almost no pepper. Oh yeah, and the tobacco I was smoking earlier today, that nice ribbon cut English blend, which is the old Revelation, but now it's just under some different name. Jose, yeah, very, very good cigar. Howdy, Jeffrey. Great to see you, sir. Oh, and Derek's got some Sutliff cream cake number 2 in a K. Woody. Alright. I'm just going to say a K. Woody Prince. The word that's in there is not filtering in my head right. I'm seeing letters flip, and it's easier if I just don't try. And that tells me I've been up for a few hours today. Great to have you back, Welsh. Look, I know I have dyslexia. And mine's a mild case. Mine's a very mild case. I feel bad for those people that have like a real hardcore case. But mine tends to come out a little bit more when I'm tired. I woke up about 2 o'clock this morning. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. Thunder and lightning. It's been a while since I've heard thunder and lightning in the middle of the night. Normally it's soothing. This time it was a little bit not soothing. Well, I'm glad to know I am not the only one, Derek. It really, really screws with me, though, when the letters, like, and I'm like, okay, I can't get them to stop flipping long enough to concentrate on the word and actually figure out how to say it. And unfortunately, because this app here does not have the Open Dyslexia font available to it, which I found is very helpful. And now that Kindle is no longer allowing you to buy books directly through the Kindle app, you have to go through a long, drawn-out process. So now I'm just using Google Books. And they don't have the Open Dyslexia font. I will be contacting them something about that. But one of the things I really enjoyed about putting all my books on the Kindle or the Kindle app was that I could take every book out there and have it automatically redone in the Open Kindle version or the Open Dyslexia version of font. And because it was in that dyslexia version of the font, it didn't seem to flip as much. Every once in a while I would catch certain things, but nowhere near as much. I don't know why that particular font works like it does, but if I did know, I would share that information too. I just know that it works for me a lot better. Uh, hey, it's not a learning disability. It is not a reading disability. It is a learning obstacle and a reading obstacle, but it's something that through lots of years of trial and practice and work, I mostly can overcome on a regular basis. And I know better than to read too very much while I'm extremely tired. Just saying. Paul the Piper, howdy, sir. Oh my God, haven't seen you in forever. Or at least it feels like that. I know it's pretty close to midnight there in London. Paul, sometimes that's just the best that can be said for any of us. Oh, and in case anybody's interested in the overall, the cigar is a Churchill. Oh, yours are J's and I's. Yeah. D's and B's are really hard for me. Lowercase. Not uppercase, but. And I can normally tell when I see the E's starting to flop. But it just screws with me really badly. I mean, and it's always the lowercase letters. So like where it says Texas right here, that uppercase E, that's not going to be a problem at all. And luckily they print pretty much everything in uppercase. But if you look right here, right above my finger, there's some lowercase print that's not going to come in real clearly. Yeah, there's some letters on that I can watch them flip back and forth, and it's just like, okay, so no VSOP for you when we hang out and smoke some cigars. I understand. Before you show up, I'll just drink up all the Hennessy I got on my shelf. Some of y'all know what I just did there, and some of y'all don't, and that's okay. I kind of took it back to Oakland. Oh, okay. Oh, Patrick, I'm right there. Derek understood. Hey, Toby. Yes, you're okay. Go back to the back door. Let them let you in. What can I tell you? I knew Derek knew. I'm pretty sure Patrick Grant knew. Bonus points if you can name the two people that tended to be the singers and the one person that really did all the work. Oh, I do know the name. Maybe not their given government names, but their pseudonym names that they always went by. Oh, no, not Humphrey G. Though Humphrey G was part of the band. Coolio! Did you forget Coolio was part of Digital Underground? But yes, Money B and Shock G. And it was well documented that Coolio did most of the musical arrangement and most of the lyrical. Well, all right, Tupac and Coolio. Yeah, well, you're right. Kind of in a way, if we had to get there, Digital Underground was one of those super groups, but understated because nobody knew who they were singly until after it all kind of went away. Everett, howdy Everett. Great to see you, sir. Yeah, Tupac Shakur and Coolio. I don't remember if Coolio ever used the last name. I mean, I know that Cher used a last name at one point in time. She didn't use it anymore, but started with an S, like Sikorian or something like that. That might not be exactly correct, but it's close. That woman could sing too. And no, we're not talking about just the Sonny and Cher stuff. There was a movie a couple years back, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years. Really, Snoop was? I didn't know Snoop hit it with the digital. You're probably right about Nate Dogg, but I didn't know. Really? I mean, I knew there was a lot of them. Oh, some of the later stuff. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I could see that. I love it when people pull up out front of my house, slow down to a stop like they're going to do something, and see me sitting here, and then they decide it's not worth it. Huva Ilta, Boris. Great to see you, sir. Oh, the woman who can sing. Okay, I'll give you that. Look, Cher could sing. Back to that interesting movie that I was going to say about. It's a few years old now, but the movie is Burlesque. It's mildly interesting, um, but somewhere in the middle of that movie, Cher, all by herself on a stage with a chair, sings a song, and I'm telling you, every time I hear that song with the way she's singing it, I'm like, man, chills. James Stumbo, howdy, sir. Great to see you, sir. You're right. Mask was a great movie with Cher, but let's be honest. If it wasn't for Sam Elliott, that movie probably would have flopped. It was a good movie, though. Moonstruck. I guess I missed that movie. Probably if I've missed it this long, I should miss it for a few more. Speaking of movies, I just watched Morbius. It was interesting. Of course, other things I got to do today on my day off, laundry. And I watched a replay of Stumbo Family Gathering in bits and pieces because I was watching that while doing laundry. And I watched National Mafia. And, you know, just because I'm not able to attend people's live broadcasts, don't believe that I'm not going back and watching at least most of the time I am if I can rope the time in. Normally I got 2 days off, but this week I've got to work on Friday. So I was doing a lot of other things while I was catching back up with the rest of the YTPC. I apologize. If they want you to work 6 days on a week, you do what you can. Whoa, Odie slipped in here. Howdy, Odie. Great to see you, sir. I was talking about Odie last night. Talking about all those good bourbons he keeps finding out there in Cincinnati. Padron 50th Anniversary Toro Maduro. Any thoughts? James, the first word says it all. Padron. I'm gonna give you my actual statement about Padron. Go get a 3x5 note card. And every time you find a bad Padron, you write down the date in 1-inch block letters, or numbers as it is. You're going to run out of life before you run out of paper. You're not going to find many bad Padrones. It's just a damn good cigar. it's part of the reason why they don't have sales reps going to all stores and this, that, the other. They don't need them. They know if you're willing to purchase the best, it's because you're willing to go to that level to make sure your stuff is good. And there are various levels of Padron. But in my lifetime, I have found 2 bad Padrones. The first one was in a shop that didn't know how to take care of a Padron or an acid or a Tatiana. They wouldn't have even done a good job of taking care of a Swisher Sweet or a Backwoods Grape. Oh God, they're charging you $50 for that? No, James, that you're getting ripped off, sir. Oh, hold up. I haven't seen a Padron that was more than 33 something in forever. And that's the 80th anniversary. It's a Solomon box press, completely awesome. But yeah, the Padron 50th, if they're charging you $50, no, they're ripping you off. They're charging you twice for what that stick is. Don't do it. Don't do it. But it is a very good stick. Jose, yeah, the whole 1,000 lineup, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, and 7,000 is great. I tend to go with the 7,000 because I like a round cigar. That's the only thing I am not absolutely thrilled about with for Padron. That box press, which their box press is top of the line. Don't get me wrong. But I like a round cigar. Padron makes enough money that they can look at me personally and say, we don't give a damn, Donald. You'll either smoke our square cigars or you won't. And I'll tell you, I will, because I do. I do quite often. I smoked one last night. What's your take on the Fuente Eye of the Shark? Or are you talking the shark or the eye of the shark? James, don't send me the money. If you want one though, brother, I'll get you one. I'll send it to you. You can't touch my discount. Oh, there's James. There's 2 or 3 Padrones that are just absolutely phenomenal. But if I was to look at it, my opinion, best Padron. Yeah, if I'm looking at it, well, if you want to buy 2 for a friend, I mean, let me get to payday and I'll make it happen for you, brother. Did you want one in natural and one in Maduro? That way this friend of yours can get the best of both? They're pretty fantastic. Though be sure that they actually don't smoke with an extremely wet palate. Otherwise, they're going to need a V cutter. Save that money for Amber. And if you're just talking about putting it into the humidor that you've got that you're working on, okay, I'll contribute. You want one of each? I'll get it. It'll happen. Oh yeah, Padron are great. I mean, the chances of getting a bad Padron, seriously, no. The only other time I ever had a bad Padron, seriously, I don't even know how it got out of there. I don't know how it got out of the Padron factory, but about halfway through, and I'm thinking it was a number one, Padron number one. For those of y'all who know, that's a 1926 number one. It's Churchill size. Great cigar, but they're expensive. About halfway through it, there was a knot in the tobacco of some sort, and it was just not drawing at all. But I took a long piece of wire, threaded it through, pulled it back out, and that problem was gone. And it smoked like a champ from there out. Welsh uses a V-cut on larger gauge cigars. Yeah, I completely understand. Well, yeah, if those are going to be $50 a stick, I don't get them. You're getting killed because they're charging you $20 almost in shipping for each one. That's ridiculous. I mean, I could send a 2-pound package halfway across Texas pretty much. And it won't be that, or at least to Kentucky. I still know it won't be that much. Not for shipping. Oh, very cool. Glad you're liking that Savinelli, Everett. James, I don't have a PayPal account. Don't worry about the money, James. Oh, the Fuente shark. Okay, so there's the eye of the shark and the Fuente shark. So what you got here is it's the Don Carlos Reserve with one extra leaf added in. The Don Carlos Reserve I really like. Welsh, I've got 2 or 3 boxes of number ones at my shop, which I won't be back at until Saturday, but yes, I can still get the number one. And I still do get the number one every once in a while. It's really good. So back to the shark. The Fuente Eye of the Shark, I think it's better personally than the Opus X because it comes out of the box ready to smoke. The Opus X, which a lot of people don't know this, you really got to age it for about 6 months. after it's been aged for about 6 months. James, I wish my shop did too. Because there would be a lot of these guys who are here and who are elsewhere throughout the world that if they were able to online shop and send it in, I could have it packaged up and ready for shipping that day. But corporate wants it all to go out of the online warehouse, so that's why they don't allow that. But James, don't send the money. It's fine. Keep it. Spend it on Amber or Hunter. You've got enough you got enough expenditures. You don't need to buy no cigar like that. Just tell me what you're looking for, brother. I still owe you for a bunch of stuff. You sent me McClellan's. It is the most expensive Padron at the place. Yes, James, that is correct. But not the most expensive cigar. Right now we have the Davidoff Royal, which is $100 a stick. Not going to be smoking that. But I do know that I like the Davidoff Laid Out. Partly because it's aged in Scotch casks. It has a unique flavor that's just really on point for a cigar. James, it's fine. It'll be all right, James. I can give back to the community. I can. Well, if you see any other sticks out there, James, that you're really interested in, you just let me know. If I got them at my shop, I could probably help you out. Welsh, I do believe that that is the Savinelli shape that is the Matches pipe. I believe Matches liked 673. Seems to be that was the number. Speaking of which, there was a new video a day ago on the Matches on the Matches YouTube channel. Derek, that sounds interesting about that turning into Carter Hall. No Davidoff Unos. Yeah, those are expensive, and we tried a box of those once. They did not sell because we thought there was going to be some more interest in it than there actually was. Bengal slices with a peaty Scotch note. Very nice. I guess I'm just going to have to set up a PayPal account. Make it easier on people. Odie, I'm of two minds about the video. If they're just trying to offload the house, then, I mean, okay, but hard to say. Welsh, yes, the Oliva V series is very nice. Patrick, yeah, I'm thinking about Bengal slices with a little bit of a peaty Scotch note to it, and I'm like, ugh. Boris, yeah, I've just never had any reason to have a PayPal account, either for paying out or for dragging it back to me. James, there's a video that popped up yesterday or the day before on matches 860, and well, I'll just let you watch it. I was a little confused too, but when it popped up, I was like, wait, is matches coming back from the dead? What the hell? Howdy, Brad. Great to see you, sir. Welsh, I like the Oliva V series. It's really good, but I prefer the Master 3 blend personally. But that's just a personal preference. So yeah, James. Okay, it is on the Matches YouTube channel. I can see Boris getting himself a tin of Bengal slices. Yeah, Jose, I think that it's from Match's daughter also. Well, Odie, I will say that property in Connecticut is extremely expensive at best. I know this because I've seen people that had houses that here in Texas would sell for $200,000 tops, and in Connecticut it's like $2 million. And I'm wondering how in the world can they afford those prices? It's not. I just don't understand. Maybe I'm just a spoiled Texan and land and property here is comparatively dirt cheap. Now, Derek, that I don't know. I would be I'm kind of waiting to see if Sarge is going to show up with a video for that, or if somebody maybe hacked into the account and made a video or something. I mean, I don't know. Oh, Patrick. There's people that live in New York City in a 900 square foot tiny, by my calculations, apartment that is $1 million. And I'm like, really? That's like 2 rooms at my house. As long as y'all are sure that it's Match's daughter. And Odie, right after I take over ownership of Wild Turkey Distillery, and of course, that's not really in the works, but right after that, I'll see about getting you that Rolls Royce. Did you need the lawnmower attachments? Well, the problem there would be shipping. Shipping to England, regular sticks, is crazy expensive. And if you get one of those situations where, like, LCS Briars mailed out a pipe and over a year later it finally got to the source, how much humidification would I have to put on those to get them there? $16.20, but actually a bourbon. Sounds like something I'm going to have to look up. And howdy, Hillbilly. Great to see you, sir. I'm sorry if I didn't say that earlier. So speaking of people keeping rooms exactly the way they were, some people have a hard time letting go. And sometimes they just keep that one special room exactly the way it is. Oh, so, all right. James will get this one, and Josh, in case you're there, you'll understand. A buddy of mine who works with me from time to time, who is a former Marine. I took him one of those cigar ash catchers that James Stumbo and Mark from TPI sent over to me. It was white with a certain red colored swirl. Now James already knows where this is going. So I handed him this cigar catcher, and he took one look at me and he was like, "No, you can have it back." Yes, I handed a former Marine the Coast Guard ash catcher. Completely as a joke. Knowing full well he wouldn't actually take it. Now, he knew it was a joke. I knew it was a joke. But the look on his face immediately upon when he saw what it was like, but when you're working around guys, and you have to expect a little bit of poking fun at each other. And so, yeah. Odie, I can't afford to have anything that'll burn the hair off my chest. I only have one. Be a short fire. Well, all right. So, Derek, there's no such thing as an ex-Marine. A former Marine is somebody who was in and is no longer in. Once a Marine, always a Marine. But the statement of former means that they are not currently under contract as part of the Marine Corps. You see a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm ex-military." I know a lot of guys that are former military, various different branches. Tendencies are that guys who got out with other than honorable tend to say X, and guys who fulfilled their full contract tend to say former. Except for, I guess, guys who say stuff like, well, I work for Homeland Security. They don't tend to say ex or former. Just say they worked for. I know a couple of guys that worked for the FBI. I know a couple of guys that worked for CIA. I know one girl that worked for the CIA. And one that worked for NSA. And they're no longer engaged in such. They don't say ex or former. They leave it as, well, I worked for. So sometimes that's kind of hard to say whether they still do or not. I don't know. I'm not trying to hash that point out. But yes, so anyways, the joke was that I was handing the Coast Guard ash catcher to a guy who honorable discharge from the Marines, so former Marine, and he was excited about the ash catcher right up until he saw that it said Coast Guard, and then it was like, that's disrespectful. It was a good joke, though. 5 minutes later, that was the reply. It was a good joke, though. I tried to get Dave, who was a Marine, to hand it to Jeff, who was a Marine. But he says, yeah, but on that's like completely going to be a fight happening. Whereas if you do it, then it's just, you're picking on it. Oh, the Marines, what I gifted to Dave, who's the guy that got me hired on. Because, I mean, I looked at it, and I thought about using it, and I was just like, I didn't feel right about it. But Dave, who looked at it, likes it, and has never used it, because he's like, hell no, that's going to sit on my desk. It's never going to get used. I'm like, Dave, I hear you. Actually, Zippo, Navy would have been the one that was worse, because then you're just picking on him saying, Marines, Department of the Navy. Howdy, Sharon. Great to see you, ma'am. Hopefully you're doing well. Well, James, if you know that you're going to be making one Marine, go ahead and make another one. I'll buy that second one. That's pretty funny there, That's pretty funny there, Odie. And yes, Zippo, we definitely laugh at that one. Well, Boris, it is a hard fact, but it's still a fact. Marines, Department of the Navy. Or as my dad liked to say, seagoing bellhops. Of course, when I say that to somebody who was in the Marine Corps, they tend to say, all right, let's go outside. We're going to have to talk about this. Where's that woodshed? I'm just mean enough that I can get away with it. Derek, that's a good one. I'll have to say that. Yeah. Ron, yeah, that's a good way to put it. But a lot of people just aren't going to use that many words. Like I said, former denotes a discharge, ex denotes something other than honorable. At least that's the tendency. Sharon, that is an H. Upman, 1844, Nicaragua, by A.J. Fernandez. Howdy, Steve and Miss Kathy. Great to see both of you. We've been having a bit of rain here in the Houston area, so it's not hot today. Not even warm. I think I looked at it, it was like 83 degrees. Feels wonderful. But last week we got up to about 102. Ugh. Yes, Sharon, it is a very nice smoke. And it'll last a good 2 hours. Well, it's a Churchill, so it's going to last. Not a problem, Welsh. You take care. We will see you soon. Well, Odie, if this rain gets to you, you're going to be having just enough, because it was a good soaking rain and it cooled everything off. Normally we get these little rain spurts that last for about 30 minutes and then everything just gets hot and steamy. And it looks like I'll have Monday off. Which means I'll be plenty rested when the cats start freaking out from all the fireworks. Yeah, Steve, what'd you get? Inquiring minds, we want to know. Canada Day. All right, Everett, you'll have to explain Canada Day. Is that like Canada Independence Day or? Ooh, Odie. That doesn't sound like fun. Sharon, the cats are all okay. Uh, Trump and Mikey are still fighting. They just apparently are not going to get along. Ooh, Boris, that is hot for y'all. This might be the only day this summer where the temps inside my house get below 80. But trying to get temps inside the house below 80 is almost futile here in the Houston area. When it gets to 100 degrees outside, you're lucky if you can get 20 degrees lower inside your house. Derek knows the national anthem of Canada. It's either that or he's been to a lot of hockey games. Oh, good Lord, his house is over 90. So for 4th of July, I'm hoping to be tailgating. Might be a little noisy if I wait too late. Derek, you're going to have to make a video and sing it, brother. James, at 70 to 75, I'm putting on a jacket. Got to stay warm. Everett, were we supposed to stand at attention while Derek sang that? I can almost hear the music there, Derek. Yeah, James would be melting. Not stifling, but just melting. But that's how you make caramel. Sugar and melt it down. Yeah, COPD is rough. Wait. Everett, if you don't watch hockey, you're not Canadian. I've said the same to Mike. Boris, you didn't let her sleep in your bed? Come on now. But yeah, it's unnaturally warm this summer. Everett, I'm not sure that there's any such thing as an air conditioner that would work if the temperatures are that warm. Well, Boris, if she's all heated up already. Steve, those frogs got horns there. Good old horn frogs. The Texas frogs going north for the winter, or for the winter weather. Well, Rod, some of those seals are a little rough on around the edges, even after they get out. And I'm fairly certain they've got good reason. I mean, they train you to be a complete and total badass. But how do you ever turn that off? That'd be like me turning off paying attention after all the years of being an electrician. I don't think I could. Maybe they got some other way to do it, but I don't know how. I am happy to admit that the gas prices are going down right now. Got up to 245, or sorry, 445 a gallon here. I know some of y'all had worse prices. I'm not saying y'all didn't. But it's dropped down almost 20 cents. Howdy, Mark. Great to see you, sir. Yeah, that will work, James. That will work. Fan blows on the ice. The ice chills the air. The air blows out the tube. Cools off the whole room. I've done that with a battery-powered fan more than once. Good Lord, Bart. Now you're talking about rough punishment. Unfortunately for me, if I got rid of my in-laws that way, I'd be putting them in the ground the next week. It'd kill them. Steve, I wouldn't be surprised on that one. Very true, Ron. Very true. Oh. I'm going to have to set this cigar down. I'm starting to get a little bit lightheaded. But I had a big old lunch, so maybe it's just that. James, sounds like the world over there in Kentucky's going to hell in a handbasket. But I'm pretty certain if they start coming your way, you'll take care of it, won't you? Well, it's common knowledge. Oh, man. I'm with you there, Mark. I was raised around firearms, though. Little town I live in, we don't get such things. That's funny, Boris. I know a guy who bought a ice machine, one of the big ice machines, put it up in his backyard because he's got huskies, and he made the door so that the dogs could get in and back out, that is. Every time he's looking for his dogs and can't find them, he just goes over there and opens the door, and there'll be one or two of them in there. I know I'm going to be busy on Tuesday. It's one of my longer days of work. Sometimes we're busy and sometimes we're not. When we're not busy, I get to sometimes jump on while I'm at work and well, he's a smart dog, James. He's a smart dog. Steve, yes, we did see, or some of us saw the video that Match's daughter put up. Well, Odie, if it was a shooting type murder, 8 houses from here, they'd be lucky to get out of the neighborhood alive. There's just no way to run out of my neighborhood. You go one way, you head straight towards the police station. You go the other way, you're just not a good way to get out of this town without going past the police. And well, this is Texas. Seems like gun ownership is almost a prerequisite. Not that I worry, I've got a few. Yeah, Steve, it was kind of a weird video. Mailman. Oh.
Wouldn't shut.
Oh. I thought I shut it. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Off work?
Shouldn't be, but my brain's not working anymore, so it has to be.
Well, it's after 5, so
6:37. So we're upstairs.
he was last I saw him. Yeah, Odie, that's family issues, I guess. Oh, God. I woke up too early. I told y'all I was tired. Sorry about yawning. It's not y'all, it's me. I even took a nap for about 10-15 minutes earlier.
What's the weather? It's like
Holly says it's the weather. It's very just weighty. Feels like it's pressing on you.
oppressive.
James says, "Hi, Holly. Hope you're well, ma'am."
Ma'am? What am I, 90?
James got in trouble for being nice. I only call her my old lady after her birthday. That's because for about
4 months.
4 months, she is older than me. Uh-oh. Everett says since tomorrow is Canada Day, he thinks he will wear his Canadian flag Speedo.
Hockey puck for you.
He doesn't watch hockey.
Is he sure he's Canadian?
That's what I said. James, yeah, I'm the same way. Believe me, I've said it. And there's some ladies that get a little offended by being called ma'am, and I'm like, that's just a show of respect. You're an adult. Howdy, Robert. Great to see you, sir. And Robert, whenever you feel like going live, brother, I woke up too early, so I'm a little tired. And Boris wants to know if Everett's going to actually put that on a video, and Everett says no.
He could wear it on his head. Like a hat.
8:30 Eastern, whenever 8:30 Eastern, that'll be 7:30 here. Did you get your other glasses? Can you see the screen? You didn't dive into the ocean with this pair, right? I have to wear glasses too. Uh-oh, Robert just released a new song. All right. Well, that'll be something to look forward to. Are you going to sing a little bit of it? Damn, Boris. Ouch. Boris pulled out all the stops. He said it would be in the tabloids. Sasquatch wearing Canada colored Speedo. Well, somehow I guess YouTube didn't like my statement about how we all loved shouting at Robert last week. Neighbors are home from work. Well, if they don't like your singing, run them off. I mean, I told y'all all the fun way to make sure that any super vegans leave the neighborhood, right? Just cook a brisket every week. Make sure to set your smoker pit real close to the fence line so that it's still on your side, but it blows towards their house. Just gonna show them Everett's Speedo video. That'll run them off. Oh. Howdy, Gamecock. Great to see you, sir. Oh, goodness. Well, Everett, we would expect you to be smoking at least Haunted Bookshop. There you go, Robert. Give them something to talk about, eh?
B.
C-A.
D-A.
Forgot the N-A.
D comes before.
C-A-N-A-D-A. Well, we sang the Canadian, well, Derek sang the Canadian national anthem earlier. Steve, when it gets real bad at Walmart, I just take the glasses off. Didn't see a thing. For that matter, I went to Walmart today. Woo. There are some really, really mad women at Walmart. God, I haven't been to the DMV in a couple of years. Last time I went, they said because I'm older now, I've got to update my picture. So I walked in and handed over my old license, and they looked at me and they said, I don't know why you got to update your picture. It's the same ugly face as that's on his license. They didn't say ugly, but I knew they wanted to. I really haven't changed that much since 20. The beard grows a little better. There's a couple silver hairs here now. Silver, white, gray. There's a few. You can't really see those on a driver's license anyhow. But you know it's pretty awful when they're literally telling you at the line in the DMV, this is useless. They told you to come in because you're older, so you got to update your picture and you look exactly the same as you still do on your license. Hey, whatever. People are still going to be picking on Everett. Everett, you knew you were going to get picked on when you said something about wearing a Canadian flag Speedo for Canada Day, right? Pipe steadily blowing haunted bookshop and maple leaf front and back. Just don't get it wet because it's mostly white. Oh, Boris, you have no idea. Walmart is definitely an outpatient care unit. They are out. And the rest of us just are forced to be patient. Howdy, Matthew. Great to see you, sir. Well, some of y'all can grow fur. Holly will completely agree with me. I am the hairless wonder. Except for this right here and what's right up here, I could make those hairless cats jealous. Oh, good Lord. Now Everett has said that he's a chia pet.
It's definitely Canadian.
And Holly said he's definitely Canadian. I don't grow enough hair to live in a cold climate. I'd freeze to death. I'm definitely set up for Houston. Hey, James, except for this right here, I don't shave. I ever go in for open heart, they break out the razor and Holly's going to say, I'm denying that charge. You didn't need to.
It's not necessary. I'm not paying $500 for
Just-
you to shave one hair.
Just pluck that subbitch with a tweezers and be done with it. Oh man, I hope there's no such thing as a furry pipers community because I'm completely not going to be allowed in the gate. They'd take one look at me and say, I need to get a little older. Maybe lose some of that water behind the ears. I'm not wet behind the ears, but I know that's what y'all'd be saying. Odie, if I tip her, can I stand her back up straight so the rest of y'all can drink too? Boris, I've tried everything to grow hair. It doesn't even grow on my palms, and they said it would. Some of y'all understood that one. Not my fault. Good old Revelation. All right, Patrick, let's do that. Bowl call. What are you smoking and what are you smoking it in? Ladies and gentlemen, I am having, in this here country gentleman, Subtle Revelation. All right, Robert, go ahead, get ready. You're going live in about 30 minutes, so make sure to give Karen a big kiss for us. Big sloppy wet kiss. You know she doesn't like it unless she's gotten her pucker up for the day. All right. Everett's got Haunted Bookshop at a 7LE 673 Roma. Matthew's got PS Luxury Navy Flake in an Ezekian. I'm a jealous because I want one. Nobody else is smoking? Okay, that's fine. Odie's got some bold Kentucky and a country gentleman. Pipe of choice. Mark's smoking his Flat Cap and Lady Fire TPI Custom with some artisan blend in it. Patrick's got 2-year-old spiced maple truffle Virginia Burley with a rum maple topping in a 1950s Kamoy pot. Boris is between smokes. But he's been smoking a whole lot of Solani ABF. Next bowl will probably be Double H Kia Flake. Boris is back into a lot of Kias. We didn't know it was going to happen. Gamecock's currently without tobacco to smoke, but he's going to fix that this coming week. And yeah, Derek, I got the little bit of the spins off of that cigar I was smoking. I had to set it down. Wow, I'm sorry. I thought I had canceled the notifications there. So we'll cancel it for the next hour. Stumbo's smoking a cigar that he doesn't remember what it was. It's okay. As long as you like it, that's all that counts. And I have had some really good cigars that had no band at all. Of course, you normally do that during a blind tasting so that nobody knows what they're actually smoking. Steve's smoking his new IPE with some Sir Winston. Is it just me, or does that sound like a cigarette? Well, Boris, caramel cake will probably do that to you. Ron's about to fill up a cob with 5 brothers. It's either that or 3 nuns or 10 Russians. By the way, everybody continue to attempt to break Phil out of his Twitter block, where he's specifically decided he's no longer on Twitter for the month. Well, that's good to know right there, Derek. Oh, it's a local house blend from a pipe and cigar shop. Oh, okay. Sir Winston. Yes, I still do smoke pipes. Good Lord, James. That's going to be some fine tobacco when you finally crack it open and smoke it. I think for 4th of July, I'm going to have some frog. I don't know which frog, but I'm going to have some frog. Thank you, James. I appreciate you. Figure it should be smoked on a special occasion. 4th of July sounds like a good occasion to me. Oh, goody. Looks as if the rented barricades have finally showed up to the neighborhood. Every year for 4th of July, we put barricades at the front of the street because there is a park in the next neighborhood over where they launch all the fireworks out of. But people will park up and down this street if we don't block off the entrance. Used to be it was okay, but then somebody at the end of the street decided that they were going to accidentally set their lawn on fire with some fireworks one year, and the less than 2 minutes that it normally would take the fire department to go from where they are to right down the road took closer to 30 minutes because they couldn't get past all the cars because people were not parked right up against the curb, and it was both sides of the street. So we started asking the little local municipality if it would be okay if we just go ahead and block the street off so that people who don't live here can't be all parked all the way across the road. Odie, I would, but my mother-in-law would throw a fit. As it is not my year to man the barricade. Every 5th year. I've already taken my turn 3 times in the last 16 years, so I'm not going to be out there for a while. But yeah, they'll park up and down the street to the point where even the fire department can't get down it. And then they'll just walk over to the park. And then nobody's there to move their car. Oh, James, I'm not worried about that spray. It's less than 9 million Scovilles, so I'm okay. I can just use it for like Banaka. Pretty tasty on eggs. Not really. Oh, Bad. Burning rubber at the bottom of the bolt. That's really only okay at the drag strip, right? We got a decent drag strip here in Houston. Out in Baytown, actually, but been to quite a few events. Some weekends they even have that one where you can race against the police. Most people who try get smoked. It's hilarious. They bring all their souped up hot rods and they just get smoked by the police, not realizing that police have got the better engines with top-notch gear. That's because you get out there past Baytown and heading east, there ain't nothing there, and they got to have something really, really hot for an engine to be able to keep up with some of these vehicles. Even got a Texas Ranger out there that's got themselves a Viper engine Dodge truck. Yeah, you're thinking it's a truck. I can smoke that. No, you can't. It might drink gas like it's going out of style, but they're still going to catch up to you. Howdy, Beans. Great to see you, Brian. Have you been doing well? We have... Oh, by the way, congratulations on winning a Pipe Week award. It was good to see. I would have voted for Glenn on that with his version of how to rate a pipe blend, which is, I like it. But I do like your way of sorting it out also. Yeah, Boris, in a straight line, that Ram truck is ridiculous. If you get it into some twisty, turny type streets, though, that Ram truck can't keep up. They gotta slow down too much, or they're gonna roll it. But at that point, they just call it a helicopter and a few other cars. It's not like you're getting away from the radio. So roughly 10 minutes left until Robert goes live. Well, call it 15. Just waiting to see what everybody's doing next, really. Me personally, I'll be going over to Robert's live. That's the fun part about tailgating. Group of guys waiting around. You know you got a couple of extra minutes. You know the show's going to be there. Howdy, Smoking KY. Great to see you, sir. Well, Boris, I'm not sure who decided to stuff a Viper engine into a truck, but I want one. Not really. With the price of gas nowadays? Oh no. Odie, that might be true about the car. And, you know, there's some people that got Ferraris and Lamborghinis and some of the exotics around here that, unless you're driving a supercar, you really can't keep up. Heck, even the helicopters would have a hard time. And that's been proven. There's a guy here in Houston that stole a Dodge Hellcat not too long ago and just drove off, and helicopter couldn't keep up with him. Oh yeah, sorry. The higher end racing motorcycles. Yeah, as far as that goes, I mean, but I think to be legal here in the States, they have to top out at 187. But as long as you've got a mechanic that can take that limiter off, or if you know how to do it yourself. Boris, that's probably very true. Get a truck like that, trying to keep it under the speed limit would be almost impossible for me. Except for traffic. Traffic won't let you go even the speed limit most of the time here in the Houston area. Derek's decided for Boswell's Railroad Station in a White Elephant Serengeti Rhodesian. By the way, that's Philip Breyer Report's new pipe is Rhodesians. Maybe not the Serengeti Rhodesian, but that's what he picked up for himself across Pipe Week. Patrick, is that your car? I mean, is that your cell phone ringer, or did I miss the connection there? Hell, there's people in New York that have 10,000 miles on a brand new car, and all it is driving from one parking spot to the other. Of course, you got to keep circling the block till you find a parking spot. I drove in New York City once. Never again. Of course, people tended to stay out of my way. Odie, I didn't question it. I knew. I mean, whether it be the top end Kawasaki, Yamaha, Ducati, Suzuki, the BMW, like you said, those bikes get crazy fast, extremely quick. And yes, I have a motorcycle license, and yes, I do intend to have another one eventually. But those little low-flying rocket ships, I'm not too fond of them. I like more of a cruiser-style bike. But I don't like the ones with all the baggage on them. I like mine much more stripped down. Just not this year. They put out some ugly bikes this year. Woo, Steve, all right. You be careful. Those honeydew lists don't get any shorter. Yeah, Derek, there's definite truth about that. It's illegal in Texas and they still do it. Hell, one of my first motorcycles, only crash I had on it was some lady in a big old Cadillac just decided she wanted the lane and didn't want to look over her shoulder to see that there was somebody there. It was before cell phones had texting. Hell, it was pretty much before cell phones. Ran me right into the curb. Of course, I was young and I just bounced back up, picked the bike up. Was pissed off. But yeah, they don't see motorcycles. It's probably why I liked my Harley. They could hear it. No way they could say, I couldn't see him. Because if they said they couldn't see him, they could also go, well, couldn't you hear him? Oh well, I was young once. No questions about it, Derek. There's some people out there that are just too stupid to have a driver's license, but they still do somehow. Oh yeah, Odie, definitely. I mean, that's that same reason why I took the Harley from New York up to Boston. I only had to install one little switch that was about that size on one little door. Didn't need a bunch of tools, just needed to show up, install it, and then go back to New York. But my Dodge Durango got 15 miles to the gallon, and my Harley got 50 miles to the gallon. Simple mathematics. I made more money if I took the Harley. I got paid the same mileage. And it was a nice, cold, but pleasant ride. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you're not really going that far. I say cold. It wasn't really all that cold. But it was St. Patrick's Day. I guess that was St. Patrick's Day 2006. Took off early in the morning. Was there by 8 o'clock in the morning. Had it installed by 8:15. And left out of Boston and went back to New York. Don't know what time I got there, but the ride was nice. All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes till Robert comes on. That's ENA's dad, for anybody who doesn't know who Robert is. So we'll be going over there shortly. As soon as as soon as Robert and Karen get set up and get going live. So if any of y'all see them go live, please let everybody in the chat know. We know YouTube sometimes doesn't exactly tell people when things happen. Yeah, Patrick, I mean, it would have been stupid to take the Dodge for, I needed 3 screwdrivers, 1 to open the doors, 1 to work the wires, and 1 to put the screws for the switch in. 3 different sizes. You know, just no way that I'm gonna spend half a tank of gas to get there and back when I could spend a whole tank of gas and not spend even a quarter as much. Not a problem. And don't worry if y'all bail out right now, it's fine. I know some people are going to jump early. It's cool. I haven't seen the thing says that he's gone live yet, even though it's time. So we'll just go ahead and close it out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been so much fun having y'all here this evening. I am happy to tailgate when I can. Y'all remember, take care of yourselves and each other. Do the best you can with that. And as per always, remember, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I will see you at Robert's house here in just a minute. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye for now.